Well, it's good to have you back. Let's continue with some more local stories. Now, the inadequate funding for prisons in the country is putting undue pressure on prison wardens, especially at the Sekondi Central prisons. After a visit to the prisons, the new Patriotic Party's candidate for the Sekondi constituency, lawyer Andrews Mensah, disclosed that the prison officers are basically performing magic with scanty resources.
Lawyer Andrews Mensah made the observation right after interacting with the Sekondi Central Prison's leadership during a visit to support the prisons on his birthday. Lawyer Mensah, who said he was moved by stories about the challenges the prison is facing, donated assorted groceries as his contribution to the upkeep of the inmates. Speaking on what he saw and was told, Lawyer Mensah said he was alarmed by the pressure prison officers are experiencing in caring for the inmates.
We cannot afford to neglect them. I mean, 1 cedi, 80 pesos a day to take care of human beings, Ghanaian citizens, I don't think is good enough. They are being stressed out. He gave an instance where a couple of days ago, one of the prison inmates collapsed, took him to hospital. He didn't have a national insurance card, and the prison's officers had to go around solicit for funds to pay for a prescription of 250 Ghana cedis. I mean, what kind of public officers would you expect to use their own resources and go out there to take care of the people who have been left in their custody? Clearly, it puts a lot of pressure on them. If doctors go on strike or there's no medicine in the hospital, the doctors are at liberty to discharge the patients who are there. But woe betide prisons officers if even one prisoner escapes.
Lawyer Mensah further urged the Ministry of Interior to act according to the UN Convention on Prisons' Rights.
Of course, I mean, there are UN conventions that clearly mark some minimum standard that people who have had to be imprisoned ought to enjoy. I mean, prison is not intended to serve only for purposes of punishing people. They ought to be reformed. These are people's brothers and sisters, family who are in there, and I would call on the Ministry of Interior, who are directly responsible, to ensure that these guys are properly taken care of.
Reverend Superintendent Akwa Mwabuaten, who received the donation on behalf of the prison command, was appreciative to Lawyer Mensah for his help in feeding the over 700 inmates.
This one is going to go a very long way because it's obvious that in times like this, things are tough. This is government work that we are doing. Society have brought these people here, and we are supposed to take care of society's unfortunate ones. Yeah, and so when you do some of these things, you help us, so we promote the good health and the good living of our unfortunate brothers who are incarcerated.
Reporting for Versatile News, I am Agyei Annim, Sekondi.
Now, the youngest son of Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Edward, Earl of Wessex,